This is BayRadio.
Delighted to welcome back Ignacio from Pellicer Heredia, international lawyers. Now, you've been in before. It was a while ago now. And it's fair to say that one or two things are a little bit different since the last time you were in. How are you doing?
Hello, Moody. Yes, nice to be back here on the radio. Very good, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, if I'd have told you then, because it was probably 18 months ago, maybe more, that I'd seen you come in and wearing a surgical mask. I was thinking, what's this maniac doing?
Yeah, right.
What's that all about? But obviously, we're pretty used to it now. What's that been like as a year for you?
Yeah, but it's been a challenge for all of us, isn't it? It's been adapting. The good thing in our law firm is that we already had the system of the video conference room. And when all this lockdown on the 13th of March came, we had the facilities to carry on providing service and attending. I remember clients saying, or some people saying, some people do not answer the telephone in different places and things because they were not prepared. But I was happy that Pedro and myself got it all sorted 1 year before. And we've been doing all these things, working from home, everybody just went to their houses and some people stayed in the office just by themselves. Mm-hmm. Now we are all back on track, obviously, but wearing masks when we are more than one people and with all these security measures of opening windows and things. But I'm sure it's been difficult everywhere, and adapting is the key, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, we've got everything here, as people see, because we're filming this. We've got this screen between us. It all seems very impersonal, but as you say,
yes,
it's got to be done.
Yes,
there's the protocols.
Okay.
But we seem to be heading in the right direction, perhaps, as far as the figures go and that sort of thing. So fingers crossed, as long as everyone doesn't get complacent.
Yeah. We need to be careful, just to be cautious and carry on working. And I'm positive, I'm positive that we will recover. People are working hard. I really feel sorry for a lot of people that had this compulsory measure to close. That's, I really think, I would have preferred different options, but that's the way the government adopted this COVID situation. But I'm quite positive because on one side, people from abroad is waiting to be able to come over here. So the money is being retained. It's not that there is no money to spend. People are ready to come, and probably we save a lot of money, a lot of people, because we couldn't spend it as we used to do, Mm-hmm. And people here, I mean, obviously here we're a bit fed up with so many restrictions and things. But as you know, the community just released last Monday. And we could just travel around now a bit more within the Comunidad Valenciana until the 22nd of March.
Yes.
So we're moving, we're improving, and we're positive. We just got to be positive, Moody.
Presumably, you were working throughout, almost considered like an essential service. So you, in one form or another, you were there.
Yeah, we haven't closed at all this year. Zero, and we've been just accommodating. It's been very tough because people were not used to use video conference. You could imagine doing your income tax return through a video conference. Mm-hmm. How difficult it is signing, scanning, sending back to the office. But we made it, and I'm very grateful for our team. They did a great job. They were very tired of you work double with so many new measures. You used to budget probably an hour for something, and probably it's much more now because of all the protocols, all the video calls. But clients are very used to now doing video conference, which it makes it very good. And we're still even doing a lot. For example, today I'm in Javier, but I could be having a video conference for somebody that is in the office in Alicante or Torrevieja, and a lot of Americans as well. And British people do video conference with different timetables, as you know.
Yes, of course.
Especially now because of the visas, and a lot of questions, a lot of tax planning. So, we're very busy, Moody.
Well, let's get on to the visa thing, because as we can tell, and we've spoken to you before, your immaculate English means you're perfectly suited to deal with the expat community here in Spain, which you do, and over a decade, as the advert says.
Yeah.
And what's the visa thing then? Because that's coming in, obviously, for what is a third country now, the UK.
Yeah. We've been dealing with countries from our origins. We're international law firms, so we had a lot of British clients, but we still had a lot of non-European country citizens who were using us, So, and in our law firm, we've got different sections, and one of it was immigration. Mm-hmm. You could understand in the old days for British immigration was just Residency, this green paper, big A4.
Still got it.
And then people start getting things sorted, got the green credit card side, and then the TIE, as you know. And we're still having a lot of people that still didn't lodge the paperwork through, and they are now still in place until the 31st of March. The government has given like an extension here to just for those who were residents in 2020, they could still lodge their paperwork for their TIE, which I really encourage people to do if they comply with the requirements, Moody, because it really gives you a bigger room, a bigger opportunity for you to have better rights in a way, more easier. If I go now into the visa thing, I will explain to you the difference.
But if you are planning to stay, you do need it. You've got to do it.
Now you've got to do it. Yeah. Now you've got to do it. And if you don't do it, then after 3 months here being in Spain with no resident permit and without even applying for that, you technically are illegal. So you have no permit to live in Spain. So now the scenario is different. As you know, from the 1st of January, people from the UK and from third country citizens, I will call as well the Americans, the Australians, a lot of third country nationals will need to go through a different protocol, different regulations. This is a situation that we are already in contact with the Spanish consulate in London, in Manchester, for different people that they are contacting us from there in order to apply for the visa. There is 2 types of visa. I will go very quick. That I think is the most popular one. Well, you've got the work visa, but that's still to come. Because people working already here, and these people probably have already their TIE sorted. So it's not the most popular, but there is some people that they want to be self-employed, and they want to apply for that visa. This is one visa, not as popular, but we've got some demand. The non-lucrative visa is the most popular now between all the expats because they want to stay in Spain more than 6 months, and the only way to do it is complying with requirements. You need to have, criminal records, money in the bank, one person, 27,000 euros minimum per year, free access to them. Then if you're married or 34, and then if you have children, another 6, all per year. So it's a lot of money for you to live in Spain after 6 months. And then you need to renew, Moody. You've got it for 1 year, then you need to renew 2 years, and then 2 years. And then after 5, the process after 5 is easy, straightforward. But the problem is here, the problem I find is budgeting here. 1 year you could commit, but you need to have the money ready for 2 years because you probably will renew it.
Sure.
So a married couple here, 34,000 euros minimum, free access in the bank. And it's a visa that you're not going to work in Spain. So you could change it eventually, but in order to come over, you're not allowed for the first year. We could change that visa into a work permit or into something different, okay?
Well, that's an option, but how many people will allow to do so? It's not everyone, obviously. No. If it's that sort of money we're talking about.
No, and actually,
but the work visa. Sorry to interrupt. How long does that last for? How long is that valid for? Right.
The visa, the non-lucrative. I mean, what I'm saying here, people first don't panic because you can still come as a tourist for 3 months. Okay.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So people even willing to buy property in Spain is not a problem. The only thing is the entry visas. You need to stamp your passport controls, and then you're only allowed for 3 months. Okay. So you can still, Moody, buy property in Spain, come for 3 months, go back, and then come for another 3 months. That I don't see the problem. Now, for those who wants to stay longer than 6 months, because that visa is compulsory for you to stay minimum 6 months. Otherwise, you will not be able to renew it.
Right.
Right? So you need to apply back again. That visa, you always apply from the home country. So if you're British, from the UK, if you're American, from the United States, different countries. And then we've been already helping a lot of people because we're having a lot of demand after the 1st of January.
Yeah.
Since we had this department, we've been having a lot of people inquiring on whether they could put the process in motion. And I think it's a good time to put paperwork in order. You need criminal records, you need the money in the bank, the insurance, then fill in the form. And then it's important, Moody, people to do tax planning. Because probably you don't really need to stay more than 6 months. You could do 3 months and then 3 months and then always be below 183 days.
Yes.
From a tax point of view. Because now there is two scenarios, the tax and the immigration. That goes together.
Right.
So you could imagine the two departments being busy. Doing.
Yes, I'm sure. You will know that firsthand. So have a lot of people left it till the last minute or too late?
Right. Well,
I get the idea there might be if they're anything like me, although I had stuff sorted beforehand.
You'll be surprised. I mean, I'm glad a lot of people did continuously put things in motion. But I'm still surprised there is a lot of people that left it for the very last minute. And I really find it unnecessary for them, because you risk yourself that you will not comply with the requirements. And then now we're going through the appeals. We're doing the appeal before the Strangeri office. And if that fails, which probably might be likely because it's the same administration judging, we'll have to go to the High Court in Alicante, which I'm confident as long as you've got the paperwork in order. The courts are being very, very complying with that. But my main worry that I had was for those who didn't have even the 9,000 euros that you needed to have 3 months in the bank. These people, that was the regulations for the TA, for the Europeans, they couldn't comply with it.
No.
So we've got these people up to the 31st of December 2020. You only were required 9,000 euros during 3 months, okay, per person. Now the non-lucrative visa, it raised from 9 to 27.
Yeah.
But the first person, and then 34, it goes. So it's a different.
Well, we did warn you. We warned you right throughout the year. I mean, there were a couple of extensions because of hold-ups because of COVID, obviously.
And they're still in place.
Yes, and the driving licence, I think, was in that July this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
The driving licence, the very last day to swap it was the end of December, right? But now, after July, then you'll have to do the test, because after 6 months being here, you need to do the test, which it could be annoying, But yes, and what you said, Moody, about renewing, the problem with the non-lucrative visa is you get it for 1 year. After 1 year, we'll have to renew it, and you will do it from the country where you are. For example, if you're in Spain now, Alicante, you will renew that once the year goes. You've got a time to relodge the paperwork again, but you're going to do it for 2 years.
Right.
So the problem I find is not a problem, it's just you need to budget, is that you'll need to have 2 years to prove. It's not only for 1 year, it's 2 years. And then you have another 2 years after that, and then 5. The 5 is straightforward.
And is this going to be it now? Is this the rules, or do you think Spain and the UK are still talking, trying to iron a few things out?
I always said, when we always had interviews here, Moody, that the common sense, but unfortunately, they still did not reach an agreement. And I always thought they would reach an agreement one way or the other. Common sense says that they should eventually, but I really don't know, because it's a politician approach. So I find that as a problem in a way. I mean, the most affected people are the ones who do not comply with these requirements, and they could only stay for 3 months.
Yes.
That's really the affecting situation. And then you've got the other type of visa, Moody, which is a golden visa.
Yes.
Probably you heard about.
That's right, yes. Those sort of people I want to be friends with.
Yeah.
Because, what's that, £500,000 property?
Yes, on property you need to spend 500,000 euros. And it's important you have to have it in one name and the other married couple be the beneficiary, because otherwise it's 500 each. So that's why it's very important, these requirements. And if it's money in the bank, you need to have like a deposit of €1 million. So if you're not going to buy a property, you need to have money in place here.
Yes.
So this is the sort of the good thing with that visa is that you could come in and out as you wish, and you don't need to be tax resident.
Quite. Yes, so I think we were aware of that. I don't think we've touched on the other visas as much, so it's good that you brought that up. And you gave me this as a website address, so it's Visas Spain. So visaspain.today.
Yes.
That's it. I wrote it down wrong. Sorry. Yeah. So
yes.
visaspain.today. And that's kind of a landing page. So that will take you to where you need to be and give you more information on what we've just talked about. Happy to have Ignacio in from Pellicer Heredia. You're the Pellicer from Pellicer Heredia, right? How good are people at pronouncing and spelling your name?
Right. Pellicer Heredia, but it's very hard. It's very hard.
But you've made it easy because the one that we're giving out, which is alicantilawyers.es, that directs to your website. Okay. Right. And have you updated the website? It's looking good.
Yeah.
Because we used to talk about the blog when you were in before, which is really useful. Some great articles going up on there, which pertinent to, I should think, most people listening to this. Actually, it's just mentioned, I think, was she on WhatsApp? Janine, back to the TIE, and she's got the permanent green residencia paper. Is there any urgency to get that changed to the TIE? I don't think there's not a set time, is there, month-wise?
No, actually, that paperwork, the one who's got the green credit card size, probably, is that what she's meaning here?
She might have the paper, actually, the original A4.
Right.
It is permanent, I think.
It's permanent, okay. Well, that paperwork is legal, okay? So she shouldn't have a problem. But I always encourage people, for those who've got residencia, to swap it. I know it's a bit annoying getting the appointment at the Strand area and swapping it into the new TIE. You need a photo, updated padron if you change the address from last time you've got on the form, and then pay, I believe it's €12 police tax you need to pay. You will get your credit card size in 3 weeks after. That's the average after the appointment you have. And I highly recommend people having them in place because it could only benefit you. It will never harm you, and it's protecting rights, the best thing.
Yeah, and looking forward, I mean, it's got everything on there. It's easy to carry around. It should have your fingerprint on, doesn't it?
That's correct.
Thumbprint, so.
And after that, they will give them a permanente TIE. They will have to renew it another 5 years because they already give him probably 5 years or 5 years. After 10, for those who really want to apply for nationality is their requirement. I have a few clients, teachers, even teachers, very well integrated, and they say, no, I'm going to apply for nationality, and then I'm keeping that. That's an option.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so that's a minimum of 10 years.
Yes,
being here
minimum resident
as a resident. Yeah.
If you're married to a Spaniard, then it's different. Okay, you could just apply for it. So nationality goes into a different requirements, but the common ones for the expat is 10 years.
Yes, and of course you can't hold dual nationality with Spain, and you've got to give up your British.
Spain wouldn't recognize the situation. Moody, is Spain would not recognise that passport here, and you will not be entitled to use any UK, for example. The consulates will not take you on board here because it will not be allowed to take you. You will be Spanish, and you have to use in Spain for that Spanish. But waiving is only for Spain, because waiving in the UK is a different process of waiving for nationality in the UK. So the situation that is being happening is that Spain here just obliges you to have nationality and not to use your passport. Okay, and you renounce and waive here to use it. But in the UK, there's a different system. So to waive your nationality in the UK, you need to do in a specific process.
Right.
So it's not waiving nationality, but here in Spain you wouldn't be able to use it.
No. They do come up quite occasionally, some examples of the tests you have to take, and I usually do quite well on them, I have to say. I'm quite pleased with myself, but not looking at it just yet. Not essential, obviously, for as long as you've got your residency sorted out.
Yeah.
Now, some other bits and bobs. Of course, you've been doing the webinars. Now, people will have seen you online. You've mentioned that you were already doing video conferencing, so that wasn't a huge step to take once things locked down. But those have really taken off, haven't they? Very popular, because you can reach everybody, but they don't have to come to your office. So.
Yes, the great thing it was Pedro saying many days ago here, saying we need to carry on doing things and informing people, And on the lockdown on the 13th of March, then we just did brainstorming and said, well, we need to carry on informing people in this answer, and everybody's in their house. So we started doing the webinars from March, and then we've been doing that on a regular basis on different topics. Today we're holding one at 6 o'clock. Spanish time. For a lot of Americans that did demand for webinars, is in the old days, well, third country nationals. We did so many for British people. And today we are including the Americans as well, because they say, well, how about ourselves? Because probably they have a specific situation, not very much different now than the UK. Because you see, visas are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Taxation in Spain is exactly the same. It's a double taxation treaty between Spain and UK and America and Spain. But they're very good, Moody. I'm happy with them because we record it, and you will go into our website in the blog, expatmagazine.org, and which takes you from the page, and is all the magazines the articles we're writing and the videos. We just put it there for people who didn't make it.
Yes, because they go out live and then you can watch them back at your leisure. There was one the other day. I think you had the chap from Brits in Spain, expats in Spain. Yes,
Richard Hill.
Richard, that's right.
Yes,
I think he's been in here. Yeah.
He's been. They've been helping a lot of people on the expat community a lot and giving advice. They did a great job. They've been 3 years. But now, pretty much, I think they're just gonna start from new because it's a new situation for them. And but yes, we did with them. We did with different people, as you could see, and they're all in our website, and it's good.
This is always going to be the big subject about residency, staying here for a certain amount of time, and of course people have been held up. They've not been able to get back to the UK. They've tried to leave, but it's not their fault that they can't, and they've probably overstayed. Has there been any issues with people getting through at the airport and immigration?
Right. Do you mean going back to the UK?
Yeah.
I think it's all about communities. I heard so many stories, even clients of ours trying to come here to Alicante, but Alicante, Comunidad Valenciana, is on the lockdown. So people from the airport with no residency is not allowed to come in.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Going out, yes, you're allowed to go out for work purposes and things, different reasons. I think people might be okay to leave, but to get back, that's the problem until the 22nd of March. So this is in this community. I know people went to Madrid. Madrid didn't have that. And then they took the train and they didn't have anybody there stopping. So you see, is passport controls, sometimes you'll find police controls, but it's not that strict as in the old days,
No.
It's not, but... it's always a risk here on getting stopped by the police if you're going through this community.